Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Today I'm going to read a post from the Red Pill subreddit called Exited the Friend Zone After 15 Years. This is how. I've been reading the Red Pill for over 2 years now. This is going to be my first post, since I think I can add some value from this experience. Lessons learnt are very basic, but they're always good to keep them in mind. I'm not a native English speaker. This summer, I went to spend some weeks at a beach town, just as the 15 summers before this one. I have my group of friends there, good old friends. One of them, let's call her V, has always been one of my best friends. Even though 1 year ago I did have a building red pill mentality, she would keep treating me and seeing me as just a friend. Obviously I don't suffer from one-itis, and I don't care fucking her or not. I was just wondering, why does she keep seeing me as just a friend if I'm not a blue-pilled guy anymore? So, here comes the other girl, let's call her M. So, M and V are best friends. I've known them since a long time ago, we grew up together. My third night there, we went to a club. During the pre-party, M was getting kind of physical to me, so during the party inside the club, we made out. Afterwards, we went to my place and had amazing sex. During the next days, I kept having sex with M, and hanging out all together with my friends group. V kept saying that she was happy that two of her best friends were together. So, here comes the WTF part. We had a beach party, we got pretty drunk, to the point that M sucked my cock with the rest of the group 5 meters away. After a while, I got in the sea, and V came with me. She literally said, "You are not, and have never been my type of guy. But now I know that you have fucked M, it's like, I don't know. Why did you fuck her and not me? Am I not attractive enough as her?" I wasn't going to answer to all that bullshit, so I just kissed her and placed her hand on my cock. She gave me a hand job in the sea while making out. After that, we would go to the sand again, so I just kept playing with M because she attracted me way more. V would come after a while saying, "What the fuck was I doing? Blah blah." I told her that we are good friends, that she was drunk, and that I was with M that summer. M eventually found out what happened that night, but she kept with me because she knew that I wouldn't give a fuck if we weren't having sex anymore. Being mentally strong and keeping up with your frame is just magic. Lessons. Number 1. Women, in brackets most of them, are crazy, unpredictable, and they act based on emotions. That wasn't a rational move. That girl would destroy a 15 years friendship and ask myself for validation. Number 2. Hold your frame. I had sex with a girl the same night I cheated on her with her best friend. If I had said to her that I was so sorry and begged her to have sex, do you think I would keep fucking her? Very, very probably not. Number 3. If you are friend-zoned, of course it's needed to change and acquire a red pill mentality, but it's also needed to take action. I could be six-pack Chad talking shit, but if I didn't take action, I would keep being a friend in her eyes. Okay, so this post is pretty funny. I enjoyed reading it. Let's get into the analysis. One of the things that was interesting to me is that his response to the situation was WTF. He says that he's been red-pilled for a couple of years, but it doesn't seem to me like he's properly internalized the truth of pre-selection. For those of you who don't know what pre-selection is, essentially this belief that we have in society that the more women you sleep with, the less women are going to find you attractive. That's completely false. Experience has consistently shown that abundance attracts abundance, and that if lots of women find you attractive, then other women are also going to find you attractive. Even if you're sleeping with a girl's close friends, it actually doesn't disqualify you as a sexual prospect. In fact, it increases your desirability. Still, some guys have read all of the theory, but they still don't believe it, because that's how deep the blue pill conditioning is. What's needed is first-hand experience, and in this story, this guy got some first-hand experience, and I don't think he's going to be forgetting it anytime soon. One of the things that I found most amusing in this post was how confused the girl V was about her newfound feelings for him. She literally tells him that he's not her type and that she's never been interested in him, and yet moments later she's giving him a hand job in the ocean, all because he slept with her best friend. She clearly doesn't understand her own feelings or what's behind her attraction, and she's not alone here. If you've seen my video on pre-selection where I interview girls, I'll put a link in the description box below, you'll see all of them deny that pre-selection has any impact on them whatsoever. The same goes for other behaviors that the Red Pill talks about, like hypergamy. We all know that hypergamy has a huge impact on the way that women interact with men and what they find desirable, and yet consistently women seem ignorant of this force having any kind of impact on them. So I don't know about you guys, but I found that part funny. I also found it bizarre that this girl V was willing to hook up with the guy, because in doing so, wasn't she betraying her best friend? It makes me wonder what she told herself while that was happening. Like, what rationalization she used to justify her behavior, or if she even considered it. Now, I'm not saying that the guy was beyond reproach either. We don't really know whether or not he'd had any kind of exclusivity talks with the girl M, so it's a little bit difficult to judge his behavior and whether or not he was acting in integrity. One thing is for sure though, it's that he was absolutely correct in his statements about how important it is to hold frame. If he had broken down crying, apologizing, saying that he's never going to cheat on her again, I guarantee that this girl M would have been really, really angry. But he didn't do that. Instead, he acted like it was no big deal, and she took her cues from him. Now, I'm not going to comment on the morality of that. I just find it very interesting. That's the power of frame. Anyway, I chose to do a video on this story because it was a bit more lighthearted, and I found it funny. I hope that you guys enjoyed listening to it. Be sure to let us know what your thoughts are on this situation in the comment section below. Also, make sure you hit that like button and that you've subscribed to the channel. If you want more from Alexander Grace, then check out my Patreon page. I post there every single day. It's a great place to hang out and interact with me, and it's also a huge financial help. I want to thank you so much for watching, and I'll catch you again next time.